welcome to day 11 of Shocktober. Today we're going to tackle our universal movie for this month in The Invisible Man. For those of you that don't know, The Invisible Man is about a scientist who finds a way to make himself invisible, and in doing so he also drives himself murderously insane. Let's get right into what I liked about The Invisible Man. First off, I should have done a remake versus original on this, but I just didn't. I couldn't help but compare this to Hollow Man, starring Kevin Bacon. Came out in like 2002? Why do I want to think 2002? I don't think that's right. But I couldn't help and compare this movie to that one. And I found I really liked in the 1933 Invisible Man that they kind of, even though it's very quickly, they cover a few more of the kind of like plot holes that Hollow Man kind of just doesn't address ever. Like there's a moment where Dr. Griffin, who is the Invisible Man, is explaining to his partner, Dr. Kemp, you know, that he can't like go out as invisible like during certain kinds of weather, because you'll be able to see him very easily, like if there's heavy fog, if there's snow, if an area has a lot of pollution in the air, the dirt and dust will kind of settle on him. Same with like his feet, the dirt will collect on his feet and needs to be cleaned regularly so he can stay invisible to people. And when he eats, he needs to allow the proper amount of time for the food to digest through him, otherwise you'll be able to see it. So I like that, even though it's like addressed very quickly in just like a little quick dialogue scene, I like that that they do address it. In Hollow Man they really don't. And of course I saw Hollow Man before I ever saw The Invisible Man, so couldn't help but compare them, but I really like that they do that in The Invisible Man. And then of course we have to talk about the effects. This movie came out in 1933, and I have to say the effects in actually making the actor look invisible is incredible. It's the effects aged so well in like such a long time since this movie came out. There are a few scenes where it kind of stuck out. You could kind of see the edges and, you know, peek behind the curtain a little bit and see a little bit of it. But for the most part, it aged so well, and it looks like the effects were really amazing for their time. Now we have to get into what I didn't like about The Invisible Man. There are still a few kind of holes that, with the whole like invisibility thing, that aren't addressed in The Invisible Man, and aren't really addressed in Hollow Man either, to be honest. And it has mostly to do with the eyes. Great. One of the things that neither movie addresses, but certainly not The Invisible Man, is the fact of the eyes, which I've read some stuff online previously, like way back when I watched The Hollow Man, that it's kind of problematic with like your eyelids going invisible, like it wouldn't block any light and stuff like that. But I mean, that just could be a case of overthinking the movie a little bit too much, and not just letting it, you know, take you for a ride. I wasn't so much a fan of the drug being the thing that makes Griffin insane. I feel like that kind of took the responsibility off of him a little bit. Again, I should have just done a remake versus original. In Hollow Man, Kevin Bacon's character, Sebastian, I think his name is in the movie, he's already kind of crazy a little bit before he goes invisible. Like he's more like power hungry, and that kind of affects how he goes insane when he goes invisible. And I like the idea of kind of exploring like what toll that would take on you mentally if, you know, nobody could see you. So I kind of wish that they didn't blame his insanity so much on the drug. And they also start after he's already gone invisible. Like the movie opens, like he's already turned himself invisible and he's trying to find the way to reverse it for the majority of the movie. But a lot of his relationships, like, you don't get to see any of them like really develop. Like they're already like his relationship with Kemp and with Flora and all these other people, his colleagues and stuff, are already like set, and there's no real like development of them. So it's kind of, I don't know, it's really odd to see. So the person you really only know anything about is Griffin, and that's very little. So should you watch The Invisible Man? Absolutely. It is a Universal classic and probably one that's not talked about so much, I think, as opposed to like Dracula and Frankenstein and Bride of Frankenstein. So definitely give The Invisible Man some love. That being said though, I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5. Just for those dislikes. If it weren't for that, it would be a 5 out of 5 for those effects, for sure. On IMDb right now, it has a 7.7 out of 10. On Rotten Tomatoes, it has 100% critic score, and I kind of skimmed it, and a lot of it has to do with the fact that those special effects aged so well. And it has an 85% audience score. So definitely go check out The Invisible Man if you haven't seen it. If you have seen it, let me know in the comments section down below what you thought about it. I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're new here and become a Creepy Peep today. I post videos Monday through Friday, and every single day of this month for Shocktober there will be a movie review. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, stay strange. Bye!